Okay, so now let's just prepare our project for using Eslint and Git hooks with Husky and some other useful npm packages. This is not mandatory, but it's good to have it in our project, so it's a boilerplate. So let's first thing first, let's just add the let's just add Git to our project, Git init, and very soon we will see we have 36 files, probably because we need to add the .next folder in the git ignore. So I'm going to add it here, and it should be less. Good. And let's close all of them. We also need, in order to use the Eslint, so we need to add those packages in a dev dependencies. I'm going to add them npm I -d Eslint. We need Eslint. We need Eslint dash config dash prettier. We need Eslint config Airbnb. For those of you who don't know Airbnb is very popular. Airbnb JavaScript coding convention. So styling guide, it has been used with a lot of companies. It supports React, it supports ES5, ES6, and I will just leave the link under the video so you will see. So what else do we need to do? We need Eslint and prettier to make our code pretty on save. We need Airbnb. We need some other plugin, and which will be Eslint plugin HTML, Eslint plugin import, Eslint plugin prettier. We also need Babel Eslint. We need Husky, so which I'm going to explain what is Husky. Husky is a package which is going to trigger. We are going to use it in order to trigger pre-commit hook in a Git, and also we need prettier, and we need lint staged. So we're going to add all of them in the dev dependencies. They will be here very soon under the dependencies. At the same time, when we're going to install these packages, I am going to also add Eslint ignore file. So Eslint should ignore some files for linting, and that one is going to be Eslint dot eslint ignore. So where is it? Good. Dot eslint ignore. So it should be in a root directory, and we are going to ignore every file in a build directory, and if we're going to have anything in a config, so we don't need lint them again. because config and build. Good, we have all the dependencies. Babel, Eslint, Husky, lint stage, prettier, everything. So by having them, we need to add a bit of more code in our package.json. So first thing first, we need to just call Husky, and then in a Husky we will have hooks. In a hooks, we are going to trigger pre-commit, and then from here we are going to just call a command, and it will be lint staged. So at the moment we don't have lint stage command, and I'm going to add it in a second. So, and then here we're going to have lint staged, and we are going to say target everything with a JS, with a, if I can type properly, every JS file, every JSON file, CSS file, and if you're going to have MD for markdown. So what we need to do, we need first to call a command prettier, and I'm a fan of single quotes, so single quote and right. If you need to know more, you can just look for the prettier, and you can see more options. And after you're running the git prettier, we're going to just basically add them to our packet, add them to our git add. So with the Husky, we are triggering the pre-commit hook. So if we look for the git hooks, we are going to see a documentation. I'm going to make it bigger. So we have different hooks. One of them is, for example, commit is one hook, pre-commit, post-commit, prepare commit. So there will be a lot of post-received, update, pre-received. So we're going to target the before committing anything. So we're going to run a command lint stage. Lint stage will target every JSON, JS, CSS, MD file, and then it's going to run two commands, prettier, and then going to add them in a git. Having said that, I think we should be ready to test it. So we have a eslint, and also I'm going to add another file, eslint.rc, dot eslint rc dot. So with eslint you can use JSON file or you can use a normal JavaScript file. I'm going to use JavaScript files. So I'm going to paste some stuff here, and if you are very interested about what is going on in this file, you can have a look at this link, or also just basically what it does. Eslint is going to use Babel. ECMAScript is going to use Babel for transpile the file using ECMAScript version 6, and also it's going to use prettier, and these are some set of rules which I'm going to use in a eslint. So if there is unused variable, just give me a warning, or empty more than one empty lines, just give me an error, and some more configurations. This, as I said, this is not part of the It's not mandatory to do it, but it's nice to have it. So if you don't want to do any of these things, just completely ignore this this video. So I'm going to save this one. I'm also all these files, by the way, they are available in our Git repositories. So I'm going to close this one. I'm going to close this one. And if I go to pages, for example, and if I press 3 times, as soon as I press Ctrl S, so as you can see, I'm going here. We've got 9 lines empty, so Eslint picked them up. And as you can see, too many blank lines. As soon as I press Ctrl S or save it, it will pick them up, and then by prettier, it's going to just make it more presentable. Or if I'm going to have, for example, const a equals whatever, and I'm going to save it. As you can see, quickly, it was, if you remember, it was double quotation. It's going to change them to single quotation, and then there was no semicolon. It's also going to add semicolon. If then it will change it in a proper way, and also it is showing that A has been declared but it's not being used. And in the second line here, you can see Eslint. That's the rule. No one use variables. And even though if I forget this one, and if I just come here and git status, you see I've got a list of files. Let's see if you're gonna add all of them. Git commit checking Eslint. If I press save, so if I press enter, as you can see, it will pick up the husky, and it's trying to just run the prettier, and it happens here. I didn't save anything. By the commit, we have all those changes. It just tried to run the prettier, and if it can fix it, it will fix it. Otherwise, it will just go forward, and then it will add them and then commit. So I think that's nice to have it, but it's not mandatory, as I said. So